Hey guys, welcome back to Linda's Resin Room. So I got these molds from Temu. One is a windmill and one is a marigold round. So they look a little bent out of shape myself, I think. But we're going to do what we can with it, best we can. What I want to do is I've got 2 cups of 8-ounce resin mixed up. This one I put in the debubbler, this one I did not. And we are using the KHKD resin. It's a 1-to-1 resin. It's just a cheap resin off of Amazon. It seems to be working pretty well. So for my windmill, for the body, I want to do this candy blue. I think that's so pretty, from Just Resin. It's a pigment paste. For the windmill part itself, the propeller part, I'm going to do the pearl white by Just Resin. And then it came with 5 pieces to put it together. So I guess you can do 5 of them because I think you only need 1 of these. So I'm going to move those out of the way for now. And then for my marigold round, for the marigold top and bottom, I'm going to do Lorez Expressions, this metallic epoxy pigment paste, Roxanne, because I think it'll be pretty in that color. And then I'm going to do the horses all in fluorescence. So these are from Laura's Art Corner. I got a fluorescent hot pink, fluorescent yellow, fluorescent coral, and then I've got the neon powder, the blue, and the purple from Let's Resin. And that's what we're going to do each one of these little horses. So let's get started. All right. Let's see. Which one do I want to use? I'm going to use the unbubbled one. I'm just going to pour out a little bit of resin in each of these little tiny cups and do a little horse. Don't know how much I'll need, but I don't think I need very much. And then we'll just figure out what to do with all the extra, because I know I'm going to have extra. I'm not sure how much to put, so we're just going to do a good little guesstimate there on those. Let me get the rest of them over here. We're going to have some funky extras, aren't we? These are some different kind of colors. The reason I put one of these in the debubbler and one not is I want to see how well it degasses on its own. The one in the debubbler I only put for 6.5 minutes, and it seemed to do pretty well. It got most of the bubbles out. There's still a few little micro bubbles in there on the bottom of it, but there's quite a few micro bubbles in this one I didn't put in. Okay. All right. I don't want that dripping on me. I'm going to set the rest of that out of the way as we mix up some fluorescents. And I don't think I've ever used these, but they are open, so that's good. And get a little spoon here if I can hold on to it. Ooh, that's a bright color. Okay. This is the fluorescent coral. Do the fluorescent yellow. Just got back from a cruise yesterday. I feel like I'm still moving. Still have ship legs, water legs, whatever they call it. Okay. Now the pink. These are some really pretty colors. I hope they mix up well. I've not used any of them, so I'm not real sure. Now the Let's Resin I know mixes up very well because I have used it before. It seems to be a finer grade powder. And the blue one. Got home yesterday, and when I was getting off at the airport, the little guy that was taking us to our vehicle told us that they had an earthquake there yesterday, a 4.1, which is unusual for this area. My son was at home. He said he didn't feel anything. Wish the world could probably come around down him, and he'd never know. All right. Okay, well, it's mixing up well. That's good. Doesn't seem like it's clumpy or anything. Okay. Usually don't use these little cups because I don't like them very well. But I thought for this, they might work out. We would see. Okay, I just want to see if I can dome that just a little bit. I think you can use another little drop. Or two. But no more than that. So we got a little bit, that one left. And all the horses are the same. They're not different. Okay, the yellow's mixing up okay. Still a few little clumps down in there, I feel like. But it's not going to mix up completely, I don't think. And that's the best we're going to get it, I think. Okay, pour our yellow in. I don't think it'll make a difference in the piece itself. Okay, are we domed on him? Yep, he looks good. A little bit of yellow left. Let's do this coral. It's such a pretty color. I have an orange also from Laura's Art Corner, but it looks very similar to the coral, and I didn't want them to look too much alike. That one mixed up really well. Okay. Get him filled up. Okay, he was almost on the money. He didn't have much left at all. You can still hold just another drop or two, I think. There we go. And on the blue, I've got to make sure my resin's not heating up too quick on me. I probably need to divide that bigger one down. Okay, the blue mixed up really well. That's what I mean with Let's Resin. It mixes up pretty good. Still seems like there's some little clumps in there though. I think it's just on my stick. Maybe. No, they're still in there, so it didn't mix up as well as I thought it did. Well, He's going to be clumpy to you with color. That's the problem with these. They don't mix up very well. Now the glow and dark ones do. Okay. Oops, and I dripped on the floor. Got some blue left. And this is our purple. Yeah, he's got clumps of powder in him too. Because it's just going to be speckled horses today, huh? I could probably take more time and get it all out of there, but I'm afraid my resin's going to heat up on me. Okay. And there's some purple left. Alright, now let's take our unmixed here, or our debubbled, and let's mix up some white. Hopefully this is going to be enough. We're going to mix it up first, just to make sure we have enough before we mix the rest of that. And this is the Just Resin Pearl White, and I just took and did a little scoop down in there. And it doesn't want to get down in there and mix, does it? And there we go. Now let's see. Okay. I don't know if that's mixed very well or not. You know how mica powder is. Looks like it is, but who knows? Let's see if we can fill this up without spilling it everywhere. Okay. We've got quite a bit of that left. That's a little domed itself. Now, I'm going to take the rest of this, and we're going to use our, I call her candy blue. If I can get it open. Now, I'm not sure if this has a foil around it or not. I'll get that off. Let's see. Sometimes they do and sometimes they don't. Yeah, that one's attached. Okay, but it's coming right off. Oh, that's going to be so pretty. Okay. Now, you want to mix this up. They do settle, and I've never used it. Not had it that long, but still. Look what a gorgeous color. Just going to scrape that off and use that. This is a metallic color, so I'm thinking it's going to be pretty heavy. My resin is heating up. The other one's not. It's not been mixed up as long as this one. And I have more in this. So, okay. Scrape my stick and try to get all that pigment paste off. It's mixed up very well. I really like their colors. They don't clump. They mix up. Still kind of opaque a little if you look on the sides. But that is beautiful color. Okay. Hopefully I didn't introduce too many bubbles. Putting this paste in here. And let's just hope I've got enough to do the top and the bottom. Okay, that one's domed. Now there is a little window on this. And I'm not going to have enough. I'm going to have to mix up a little more, I think. I want to at least try to get the window to where I don't have a bubble in there. And then I can mix up some more. So I think I've got plenty to do the next one. But you never know. Okay, let's check this little window. There's a bubble in there. So I'm going to get my little toothpick here and see if I can pluck him out. Don't know if I can squeeze him out. Maybe. Yeah, I think I got him. I think I might need just maybe one more ounce. Okay. So let's take a little of this one. Put in here. And see if we can get this to mix up enough color. And I don't have to add any more. Okay, I think that's good. No problem. It's all going to mix up once it's in there anyways. Yeah, it's definitely a twisted top, isn't it? So what I'm going to have to do is got this piece in the way now. Don't know if I can. So that's going to make it too much on the back end. Yeah. I'm just going to have to prop something under it. Too tall. too short. Alright, we're going to have to leave it there. And we got just a little bit left in that. Now, let's mix up our Roxanne by La Rose Expressions. Okay. Clean my stick off. Alright. Always clean your stick off before you mix up your paste. Otherwise, you'll put resin in there that's going to cure. And you don't want to do that. Okay. Now, this is also a metallic paste. So I'm just going to use that. Hopefully it's enough. We will see. And it is starting to heat up as well. Reds always have this pink tint to it. The only one I can find that's not really got that pink tint is the Bucky Red from Eye Candy. But it's okay. I think the pink tint along with our neon colors or fluorescent colors will go well together. Just making sure the paste is well mixed. This one mixes up very well too. And yeah, it's transparent as well. I think where my molds are so deep though, they won't look transparent. And I don't know if I have enough to fill up both of these. So I may have to mix more. But we will see, won't we? Okay, I just want to put a little bit down in there. There's a little hole. And I want to make sure I fill that completely. There we go. And I'm still going to take my toothpick and poke down in there and make sure there's no air bubble. Be careful, don't damage your molds if you use a toothpick. I do have some dotting tools that I prefer to use, but I just didn't get one of them. Okay, let's fill this up. Yeah, I'm going to have enough to do this one. So you need, what, 8 ounces for the windmill, because I mixed up too much white. Otherwise, I would have had enough. And I don't know if I'm going to have enough to do all of this, am I? So I've still got to fill up this little thing right here that goes down the center. I'm hoping I don't spill everywhere. It's going to be difficult to demold. Okay. Now let's see. Do I have these domed? You can use a little more back here. Alright, we are domed. Now, extras, extra. What do we want to do? I've got some new things, but I don't think I got enough to really make them look pretty. So I don't want to use those. I'm going to do my little diamond turtle. I got this mold off of Amazon. I really like him. Okay, before I fill him completely, I am getting a dotting tool. Because with him, he's got all these little jeweled areas down in there. And if you don't rub this around and get the resin down in those areas, you will have holes on him. You won't be able to see it very well because of the way he's made. But if you look close, you'll see them. So I always just like to get my resin down in all them little areas and fool around down in there to get all those bubbles out. Don't damage your mold. Be very careful when you do that, but okay, let me wipe that off. Now let's finish filling him up. And even though he's a homemade mold, you can tell he's a homemade mold, you can dome him and he'll come out flat. You won't have to trim him. Most homemade molds you can't do that, but with this one you can. Okay, there's all of our red. Let me turn that cup upside down and clean this stick off. Let me clean me off. I've got resin all over me now. Had to find where I set my paper towels. Okay. Now, got us a turtle. What about... Don't know if I have enough, but I got this new mold from Temu. And it reminds me of the Into Resin mold butterfly. So I'm just going to dump all these colors in there. Just because I want to see how the mold is. I don't know if it's going to be enough to fill it up. Or how it will turn out. But we'll see. And if I can find all the links to all the molds and things that I have used, if they don't say out of stock, because I find that a lot, then I will put the links in there. If they do say out of stock, I'll share the page just in case they ever do come back in stock. And that way you can go see what they call it or what have you. Okay. Do the blue next. And you can see those clumps of color. They didn't really mix up very well. That's the worst part about the neon colors. They just, I have not found a brand that mixes up very well at all. Okay. Get that stick cleaned off. What's next? Coral. Try to get all of this out of there. And he's got a bubble. Or she, whatever you want to call it. There we go. Spread a little alcohol down in there. Okay, our pink. Oop, about put him in the turtle. being good. This butterfly is going to be so ugly. Once these colors mix, I'm sure they're all going to muddy up. But I just want to see what the mold looks like and see if it's worth continuing to make. So why not use extra resin that you have that you're not going to be able to make anything with anyways. Could have done pendants or something, but who always wants to see a pendant every time? Okay. Do our yellow. Okay, clean that stick off. Clean me off again. Alright, now let's do what's left of this blue. You can see that it's really starting to thicken up. Most of these 1-to-1 resins will have about a 40-minute working time. And that's from the time you start mixing until the time you are done. Okay, turn that one upside down over here. I'm going to have to clean myself off again. There's my alcohol. I'm going to squeeze him before I put that white down in there. Just to make sure, because this is supposed to be a double-winged butterfly. Okay. I think I got him. That set back over there. Now let's see. Maybe this white will fill it up. I don't know. But we'll see. I think it's going to. Yeah. Now they cut the edges on this mold at the top where the wings are. Which I'm not particularly fond of them doing that. But I guess that's how they had to get it out. I think the silicone is flexible enough that it would have came out without doing that. But, you know, who knows? Okay. I don't think this will fill this up. Nah, it's not going to be enough for that. So, that's it, guys. I'm going to take my heat gun here and pop a few little bubbles that haven't popped. Be mindful of your molds. You know me, I use this little torch lighter that I got off of Amazon. I got them in like 5 of them for maybe $10 or something. And they don't get hot like the big torches do. So they don't typically burn my molds too bad. And I can go over these little ones. Just a little heat. and they're good. All right, guys. So we'll let these cure up. We'll come back, and I will see you all when we demold these and try to put them together. So I'll see you guys then. Bye. All right, guys. So I think all of these are cured enough to demold, and hopefully I can get them put together. This cured more red than with the pink, so I'm happy about that. That's pretty. Got a little hair in it. Okay. There's a couple bubbles. I can see I should have went around this. So I can see a bubble in each divot, which is not a problem. I can fill that in with a little UV resin. I just don't want to break the top little nib off. There we go. That came out very well. Now let's see how well this will roll down. Okay, so far so good. Getting a little more difficult the further I roll it. But it is very soft. I don't want to misshapen it or anything. Just keep rolling it down, I guess. Almost. I knew this part would be hard to demold. And I don't have my microphone, guys. Hold on just a second. All right, now you should be able to hear me better. See if we can just keep on rolling this down. Now that I can get a hold of the bottom, it's coming out a little bit better, seems. I think. Maybe it's just me. I don't know if I can get some alcohol down in there to get the rest of that out, or if it's just going to pop out or what. Almost. It's loose. It just doesn't want to come out of there all the way. I'm getting it. Almost, almost. Come on, are you going to pop out? There we go. All right, now let's see if we can get that turned the right way again. Yeah, this is something I can see that I won't be making much, just because of this little piece right here. There we go. Got it. Now the horses. They're still a bit soft. And there goes the heater. I'm sitting here sweating and the heater turns on. Okay. I think these are going to be really pretty. These horses, I think, need to cure up a little bit more before I can start putting them together. You can see the speckles where the mica powder didn't completely dissolve. And these will be our neon colors or our fluorescents. little horses. I just want to lay them flat. So we can't quite put it together yet. When I put it together, I'll do all that on a time lapse. Just so you guys aren't wasting your time. Oh, that looks perfect. It's so pretty. Love this turtle mold. Ooh. See how that bubbled up from the silicone? Now let's see how this butterfly is going to turn out, since, like I said, they cut the top of the wings. So I'm definitely going to have to cut the bottom down just a bit. Oh, it had a big hole. Is that a hole, or is that how the mold is made? Oh, look at that. Yeah, that mold was defective. There's a big hole in there, which made resin go down in there. Yeah. That's why I wanted to use the extra bits first. So that mold is not any good. I'm going to try to fill some silicone in on that and see if I can fix the mold itself, but I'm not sure that I can. All right, let's see how this lopsided windmill is going to work. Isn't that a pretty color? Do you see how lopsided it made that? The roof. It's the worst thing about cheaper molds. Most of the time, they are crooked. They come in and they bent them all out of shape. Okay. I'm going to paint the windows up on this too when I go to put it together. That's going to be cute. Should I do it that way or that way? I think probably that way. I don't know yet. And I'm sure this is going to need some more time to cure up before I put him together. This is very thin. Okay. We will let that all cure up, and then I'll do a time lapse putting all this together, and I will see you guys after that time lapse. So I'll see you guys then. And I painted the little windows just with a yellow acrylic marker, and this is glued up nicely. And our little turtle. Alright guys, I'll see you back for the next video. Bye.